The RCM in Martinez. Of course. What can I help you with? Sure. I'm the... Go easy on that stuff. Of course.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that...
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body...
He's about to...
Active decay. Yes?
There he still is.
He's about to blow!
Active.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Get a hold of...
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. Okay, you've said it. You needed to say it. And now that you have, you need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Does Kuno care? The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno.
Get lost!
Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real. Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around, except for that up there. Now you want performance gear,
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression...
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for fouling anyway, pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit hour.
We'll do it after. But it's not super. I need to lose. I just want to. I don't know that this is going to happen, but I want to accept the investigation. You know, live this like pretty hard. So you might have to lose this money. Is that your problem? Okay. I hope not. I'm just thinking. I just don't want to put leash on this. Have to do it. Oh no, dang it!
And I... Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't look there. The trash collection service? CS Municipal.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that's...
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen.
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. Yes.
The one bleach removes color. That's all bleach does. It removes color.
What thing?
The color's not going to try to jump back in the hair. You know, but the color I put on it, the bright ones.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
That's right. That's right.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and... They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But...
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Lordness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even strike.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Sorry? Cypress, yeah. In fact, she lives on that side of the wall right there. She is a big D&D, yeah. Yeah, she does. She used to do a D&D podcast with some friends. It was pretty R-rated.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe.
Hello again, sweetie.
The lieutenant nods politely.
I know, it's pretty crazy. People do the same thing with Harry Potter. Yeah, it's, demons and witchcraft and Satan worshiping. Yeah, it's called fiction, man. Came in with a book.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 3. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to...
I know exactly what you mean. You think my... But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually...
Silence. The air. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple.
The lieutenant exhales.
Whatever you say, officers. Oh man, that's great. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here... Apples. Fine.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families. Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the... Right to work! Right to work! Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together and decide to block honest work for other people. Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights.
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in...
I work hard, and I would work even harder if the fuckers would let up! Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for... We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work...
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your lead?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit's singularity lasts.
Scab?
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the crowd. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north? Come to see the strife? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me up.
Should we? He's nice. I don't like nice. There he still is, looking right through you with his white. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulder. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the vermilion in yellow letters along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing.
Industrial strength.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pin.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing? Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt, buckle closes. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing out there.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world.
They're armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make under the heel. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more armor. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil. The sabatons dangle off the man's dick. This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils as you
Stop! Pig's gonna pull it.
Brutal! What's wrong with you, ass?
I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a...
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
A small bell-like sound. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones, like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, for a full set, about 4 years of wages. As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that just hit. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
The cadaver slowly an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, his corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol, and your fist clenches suddenly. Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship.
The pattern does not stir patriotic or religious sentiment in you. What it does is speak to the wounded, limping animal, the male in particular, unable to communicate in anything.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being.
Shit, Kuno!
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it? It contains insight to the victim's person. By his bill, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute, and his eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic process. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of...
I'm gone. I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about jokes. I'm a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead, Kobo. Maybe I was getting my rocks off. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation? Captain Copodromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexual... What do you mean? It's the power of your...
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Coming right up, copperoonie. This is getting upbeat now. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you. Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you Ha!
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Because you have... Fuck no. You're no Rooney. Listen. listen to yourself. You're not a Raphael anything. You're probably good for you. Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along. Do I remind you of someone? There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like...
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Copper. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so.
Into the wild, in the past, way out west. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features, if possible. Of course, you have questions, don't you? The power... Come back later, Coppo.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with...
So, what do you think? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal-like.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Malicious laughter. The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death.
But there is no breath to catch. Oh.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Climb up there and saw the branch? I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree. Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children
Fuck yeah!
See, you're only making them do those things less.
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks.
These have got to be the most fucking boring multiple parts I've ever seen.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect.
Confirmed. It's unsafe. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt like chicken on a skewer.
Someone else? You mean like the police? Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us.
Yeah! Bang bang!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the...
No miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
But what else can we do?
He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surround.
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. What?
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. It's bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself!
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno?
Kuno is silent. Aggression gathers in the air. The trigger... The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves. As you wait, your breathing slows down.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with your hand numb from the recoil. You looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within.
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from. Then, the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
By being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
The lieutenant takes a little hop To perform the customary salutation, your palm hurts from the slap. It's...
I knew these guys were
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like...
I knew they suck each other.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before, it looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before... Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. I can't say I'm fully satisfied with that part. We should search for prints, maybe. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be...
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna...
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks. Good. In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Blair, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says...
You could ask the garden for directions.
Yes. And those...
It's the ledger you found in the trap. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. An intricate web, the pattern still kind of has for you to discover. You've got someone close to the victim might know. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard.
So, you been working from home this whole time? Yeah.
The rotting man lies on his side, with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you... I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings. Just
NA. NA. Roughly 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pig's good.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and in...
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's.
KK 57.
None. At least not after the...
A strange word. Treatment.
Interfering with the body's position.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say, don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure. A silent nod. The lieutenant.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red
clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for process. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is... Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stone throat.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking... Talk.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Care.
See?
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Especially the hip. Before you is a temple of...
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30%. We have a real museum here. Last item, hands. Hands are clean, no sign of a recent struggle. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid, ripped from the foot. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's... No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is constant. There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Same for toxicology and serology. NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hand. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. perpetrator
At maximum.
has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark, and I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature.
Below that, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. Side, the ring around his neck is visible.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to for processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
Sure. Oh yes, Kobo Milobo, in the gift horse's mouth. Tracks and wakes and waterways ain't just a small gulp away. My bit. Huh? You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags, and the Fritz store down at the gates.
Fuck are you looking at me?
Only if all else fails. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find. Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sportsman.
Can I help you? Yes, yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse. Because you haven't taken it away yet, and it must be stinking hard about now. Well, you're not putting it here. Rest assured. Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't... Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No.
Wow. Turned the lieutenant off like he was a busted old radio. He really is the law.
Let's go talk to the Frit clerk.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the whirling. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign. It must be his name. Garanzi. Garanzi Quebec. Sounds representative. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. The man keeps shaking his head, his eyes.
I don't think he understands, officer. We need to find some other way to make ourselves clear. He's from Gran, a Koiko.
With the mention of the word Koiko, he's happy for some reason.
We don't want that.
Why am I the corpse? Doesn't matter. I don't think he understood us anyway. He wouldn't be smiling if he did. What are you?
The cook looks at you doing the charade, and the cook says something. It's quite animated, but you still...
Oh, no. What do you know, Fridge? Fridge more. No. I know.
Listen to him. This is a man who clearly knows about bodies and...
Okay, we have our answer. It won't fit. We need a bigger fridge.
You see a heavy steel door with a prompt. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Okay.
Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is...
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
the side, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft globe.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes.
Receive.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment.
Just wait.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I...
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not through. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the unions, though.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their...
Garbage.
I didn't want to get...
Push her further. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
And then also the taxi driver is like, that's it, cutting my hair.
You do? Oh. What else can I do for you? Yeah, go on. You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. It just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua, you threw it against the wall while screaming. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. Didn't seem like you had fun doing it, though.
You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
What do you want to know? Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company, Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
Yeah, or I was like, oh, but I would love it for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. We've had a few, at the school,
Good.
a handful of times this year where families have treated the whole staff. And a lot of us doesn't have anything in front of the big boxes. And you get a brownies, yeah, you get a huge sandwich, which would be a ham or turkey or veggie or something. 2 salads, usually a fruit salad, and then like a potato or pasta, whatever. Bag chips, soda, and a brownie. Yeah, that's amazing. I know they're expensive. I think they have like, they probably had to do, somebody said it costs about $500. So I think we have 40 on the staff. So they're not cheap. For a family to dish out for a one-time for the
Very nice, though.
but they're super nice and really did a great job.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit. A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra tea makes it funkier. It doesn't. Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but a warehouse. I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care.
She scrunches up her face into...
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay? Right behind you. You're joking, right?
Is it the same building as Takiguchi's there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a car.
Okay. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yes?
Maximum number of minutes in a day you can require a teacher to supervise, and like they're at the very max. Which is fine, you know, we had it good for, it was pretty easy for the whole online thing. I had a lot of downtime, so it was, you know, it wasn't an easy thing to do, but it was like I was doing running at lunch, and you know, it's like I had it pretty good for schedule wise. So it was nice.
Does your school know it's going to do next year?
No, I have heard 2 people now say, one heard it from a principal, and the other one heard it from like a labor meeting or something, that they're not going to do this one. I thought, you know, really California, I thought they would have to at least offer like a medical reasons to stay home or to get vaccinated for some reason. So I feel like I was going to
For the fuck him. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows the fridge. Perfect for freezing.
And did very, very well. And then retired in his early 50s. And
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno gets around. Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment?
In class at the same time teaching Zoom. And there's no good way to do this.
There's so much you can't do. There's so much that I didn't get to do this year.
Kuno's a poor kid from a poor neighborhood. Say your job is on the line. He'll sympathize.
And I look back thinking, well, could I have done it? Like, you know, you weren't in the middle of a pandemic.
No, it's not weakness. It's since.
The fuck are you doing right now? The fuck is this shit?
Don't pay attention to him. Just keep telling.
This is, you know, I can do this because Ian.
Kuno's never seen anything so lame. Listen, pig, if you were Kuno, the fuck would you care?
You just haven't done it long enough. You need to do it even longer.
But it's, for me, it's almost like an act of service for the community. That's how I like to look at it. But I was like, wow, it's going to be really hard to, you know, to be that.
Stop shitting yourself in front of the Kuno. Kuno, don't.
Why don't we go pester some other kids now?
I see it from both sides. I see it.
Kuno doesn't.
From the perspective of the student, you know, from the perspective of the parent, and the perspective of the teacher, and the principal. A bunch of the principals.
The fuck about it? Your test. Get lost. Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't.
For whatever reason, you know, that's what homeschool is developed for. You know, but that has nothing to do with us. You know, we have a resource, you know, teacher that does homeschooling, you know, that checks in on those things, but the rest of the staff don't have, that's not what we do.
this, I guess, you know? Maybe they should get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. She'd be like, well, the train left the station. We're going back, but you know, Fauci says it's safe. We're,
Here we go.
you know, like you're off board or you're homeschooling. You know?
Okay, I'm not giving you as light as I want. I think that it's got to be that color shampoo stuff that's not letting me pull it. You're still gonna look great. Don't worry, it's still gonna be purple. It's just not gonna be as bright as it. I don't care to leave it on any longer. We're gonna fry. Okay, you will definitely see purple. It's gonna be awesome. I wanted to get a little bit more iridescent, and I just wanted to have it. If I leave that on any longer, I'm afraid we're gonna. It's not worth it. Yeah, we can get that.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on. Man down. A trooper has been... You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual...
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
No, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast, you're a boxer, and you've climbed way too high up there.
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it. I was under the impression we are on our way to meet the king of this castle under siege, Evrard, one of the people we're interviewing. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time. His eyes traced the crane's contour, as if...
Yes. We were in the middle of something. Your clock.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes...
I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there. It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow.
Hola, Wandering Man. Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard? Everard's got a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, eh? Doesn't often dole it out, though. But I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a grantor.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems down.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremacist there. Walk right, then press the button to... Then go past it, and you enter the arbor through the office. Stop.
This is the Sonos system.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it actually is completely impossible. Sure.
We have a bedroom speaker, bathroom, and so you set the control the speakers but it only uses for your light so that it's so
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm. Sandwich, you are not in. That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the... No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental upload.
Show him the hand still got him.
jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How you gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit, you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
That is right. You should leave the stage of it. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. You do not wish to be judged because you are a genetic blob of polycultural deformities. This is... don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race...
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll is moribund. Only Khoikos listen to it anymore. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the insulin. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. No. I have heard about...
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just irreversible. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That is understandable. The previous racist...
These cops are just jealous, Jean-Luc.
We still need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of...
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. Why you want to meet that fat asshole? I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side.
Pity.
Let us work!
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by fail.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain.
The words to the song have changed.
Your hand twists in his grip, and the pain blinds you.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
I'd appreciate it. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
That's right. You should.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that...
Not bad advice, actually.
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gate. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Yeah. Giant on the bridge that kicked your ass. Head measurer. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're work. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done...
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk.
Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know? High above you, the king stands triumphantly ablaze.
Yeah, I mean, so, but chlorine is a basic activation. I'm it's the only thing I can think of. And I can tell there was a discoloration. Like I said, it looked like there was more solid than that. That he was buying out.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler from another planet. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Yeah. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and the zoot.
A little brighter left here, but not much.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however.
So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what it... I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearm.
Time to arrest him.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sport. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident. though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
The man taps his fingers.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
Not really realizing.
Dunno.
That, you know,
Keep
like
that gardener used to work there.
hours and hours and hours and hours, and then, you know, it's like, okay, well, what?
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit.
Yeah, her.
The fuck? A mug in the trash. Is this... Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying...
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak loud.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the...
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an intent.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he...
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was... Shit.
You can't do that.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right?
Oh, no. I knew it was gonna... I knew it was gonna be this. I would know not to touch the haircut.
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimp? Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's okay, pig. Not...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel...
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
So my mother-in-law sent her home yesterday, and she just sent me a text that was that they're having for dinner tonight.
What?
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno doesn't...
tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. Nope, no, that's still too... You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. There's no shame in surrendering now. We all do. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, office. 10-4, I hear you. What does he want now? He's asking... Is he fucking... I don't give that asshole anything. Right, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says he isn't getting a red cent. You can tell him that. Requested.
Nothing is working.
Anything else, sir? Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is the Couperie Cinema, my motor carriage.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with the motor carriage. A dark lump rises in it. Nothing, nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. Nothing, 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 nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Kuno doesn't give a shit. That fucking had one thing made. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's... What are you? Fucking 80? When Kuno's 8...
Trying to fuck on Kuno? Fuck out.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker came around talking about cows or some shit? So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's...
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
Kuno's fucking. Kuno uses...
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
He was an engineer for agents.
But he built the science, so it's pretty good marketing.
You're... Get lost! Kuno doesn't...
Quite a process, huh? Yeah, normally that release would only take 20 minutes. Putting it on
It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Of course. Where to? Wild Pines?
Yes,
Oh, that must be the woman on the giant boat. There's one docked on the pier.
She doesn't like that giant boat, nor does she like the woman on it.
I'm okay with it.
She's not okay with it. It's a display of power, and she feels threatened by it. You don't know why.
No problem.
I guess getting past the man ain't that simple after all. So, what now? The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere and the cops in his pocket. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just...
How does it come up?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officer.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you're... Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I get it. Hush-hush about the secret technology.
Something changes in his disposition.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically...
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorry. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slap.
For something? It's about biological determinism. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial... People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes.
Oh?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Can I help?
You wait and see, cafeteria. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Yes. A lot. A lot. For the room, drink. Like what?
You see a heavy... The door does not budge. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned up. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is indifferent to your loneliness. The world does not. Still no answer. The fan stands still. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. It's just a little hangover-induced photo. The lights are off. The bed is cold and not particularly inviting. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Why the yelling, man? Really? You woke me up?
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
That's the name of my employer.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? Good. Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employee. For one, I could get some goddamn shut-eye. Right to sleep, I say.
I just finished Born of Crime, Trevor Noah. Oh yeah. It was really good.
I haven't read it yet. I hear it was very good.
Yeah, it was really good. And I read a lot of the young adult, the Newberries.
Oh yeah.
Award winners.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is really good. Yeah, one of the Newbery winners. So kind of for kids.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Where did that come from? It's not shared. Well, we'll want to finish the haircut. We want to get that one skill. We just let the hair rest. On the book, you want me to grab it or you want to call me? Text me.
I was gonna say, Mondays would be up, yeah, but you don't work Mondays, so Wednesdays, I guess sooner on Tuesday, we do it, wait.
Tuesday through Saturday. Maybe you want to get up and walk around. You still got Is he really?
Yeah. And he talks to them, and I didn't know that much about apartheid. Like,
Yeah, it's good. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to think that things were, when these certain things, well, like, the name, yeah, it's so restrictive.
So weird.
It's so weird. So that was kind of horrifying.
Yeah, we're really basically how we're such a bubble.
Yeah.
With friends, their daughter did her freshman year of college in Ole Miss. And she's like, these are my sorority sisters. And I'm like, what? I told you that take her out to lunch one time. And a black busboy walked by and they were like, hey, N-word, would you pick up these dishes? And she's like, I just blew her away. She's like,
Yeah.
I was born in this too, right?
When we first started, back and forth, 10 years ago, I just stopped reading. I just couldn't take it, like, I was just, my whole, everything was kind of turned upside down, I was so tired of it, and then, I started reading, like the Little Women, and all of the Wind, like all the classics that were, not, not challenging, but still good literature. And so I used to read like an adult book and then maybe see like kid books or something. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always playing with them around the house with the kids and the car, so that's what I love to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I read a ton of like adolescent.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter and whatnot. But I went back to it.
Well, I don't read a lot of them, but yeah, I do read a couple of memoirs here and there. I never used to.
Did you read Maximum Ride? Did you read that series? Oh, that's fun too.
What's it called? Maximum
Ride.
Maximum Ride.
Yeah, I think, or, yeah, I think it's, it was an adult fish author, I think.
He writes like millions of books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that series was super cool. It was about kids that were, genetically built to have wings. They were a cross between avian and human, but they're humans, but they got wings, and like the government's after them. It's really cool. It's really fun. Right? And it's a series.
when this color fades, it's going to go back to the light that we just saw, and then, okay.
It might even go lighter because it's now even more porous than it was, so the chlorine will affect it more. So it might even go lighter, yeah.
And then we could try a box one.
Yep. Like a manic panic or hot topic.
Okay.
Hot topic carries some cool ones.
Okay. Do you remember those names? Manic panic and hot topic? Do you remember those names from their cover boxes? Manic panic and hot topic.
It's been a long day, so. At least I sprayed me in the face. The dead, maybe.
Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't notice. I noticed the end of the day, the music died.
building moisture and protein. Did you?
Pretty sure. And braces. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the hated terms and metals. Probably, that's right.
43.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, good change.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was, well, it was 80, it's the earthquake, it was 89. Yeah. No, did you get that funny earthquake alert this week or last week? They told me there was a 6.0 earthquake nearby to expect aftershocks.
Really?
And then it turned out it was in Tahoe. It was at 4.7 in Tahoe. You heard about that one, right?
I did.
Okay, that was on it was like Thursday last week, maybe. Which is, good, decent earthquake. But they said I saw a news report that they were looking into the quake alert or something because a bunch of people got emergency alert. It was nearby. It was like, yeah, and all right. Yeah, cat hair, not our own hair, cat hair.
Cat hair.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Your credit card, right?
Yeah.
I'm not ready for them. I'm only a trainee Jedi, and how am I going to fight the dark side if I can't even avoid a metal sphere shooting me in the butt?
Feel the force flow between you and the pedestal.
Yeah, I'm feeling the force. Yeah. Now, what is the one thing everyone loves about the Star Wars movies? That's right. What are the lightsaber battles? They're climactic, fast-paced, passionate, intricate, and all of that is captured perfectly in Star Wars Connect as you stand still and move your hand every so often to block attacks, after which you push the enemy back and then pretend to haphazardly paint a fence.
Hi, baby. How's it going?
Just turning the stream off. Hola.